Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode, I want us to talk about hard work, like trying hard, all right? Let me just anchor today's episode on this statement. Stop trying harder. Start starting smaller. Stop trying harder. Start starting smaller. Today I want to bring you a message that may sound almost upside down compared to what you've been told your whole life. You've been told, try harder, push more, grind longer, sweat more, give it everything you've got. And yet, so many people are exhausted. They are trying harder, but not seeing the changes they desire. They are giving more energy, more effort, more force, but their results don't match the sweat. And here's why. Trying harder doesn't always move the needle. Starting smaller in little doses of consistency does. Trying harder doesn't always move the needle. Starting smaller most times does. Let's just break this down a little bit. Most of us live under the illusion that if something is not working, the answer must be to add more effort. If the weight is not moving at the gym, lift harder. If the business is not growing, grind harder. If the relationship is not improving, argue harder. But what if the problem is not the effort, but the strategy? That is the question for today. What if the problem is not the effort, but the strategy? Think about it. If you are climbing a ladder that is leaning against the wrong wall, trying harder only gets you to the wrong place faster. If the foundation of a building is crooked, building harder won't make it stand straight. Trying harder is the wrong way. Trying harder in the wrong way will only deepen your frustration. This is the truth I want you to take away today. Small is sustainable. Small is repeatable. Small is doable. We dream big, but we stumble small. And often, it is those small stumbles that discourage us because we expect transformation to happen in one giant step or giant leap. But every giant leap is made of little steps attacked together, stacked together. When you start smaller, you remove the barriers of intimidation. You lower the threshold of resistance. You give yourself permission to succeed in little ways that add up to something great. The key to transformation is not Herculean effort. It is consistent, simple actions that are so small, you cannot even talk yourself out of them. Let's be real. We love intensity. It's human. We love those moments of big effort. That week where you go all in. That one day fast, that month where you wake up at 4 a.m. and you hit the gym every single day. But here's the catch. The mind doesn't change from a moment. It changes from momentum. And momentum is built by small, steady acts. See, intensity is impressive, but it is not sustainable. Small beginnings are unimpressive, but they are sustainable. And sustainability is key for everything you do in your life. And if you're trying to build a better mind, a stronger character, a meaningful life, like I said before, sustainability is more valuable than impressiveness. Think about water dripping on a rock. A single drop seems like nothing, but drip by drip, year by year, the rock wears down, not by force, but by sheer consistency. Think of savings. A few coins put away each day doesn't look like much, but compounded over years, they become wealth. Think of relationships. One kind word every day may seem insignificant, but after 365 days, you've built trust, you've built intimacy, and you've built connection. Small doesn't stay small. Small multiplies. Now, you might be thinking, if starting small is so powerful, why don't we do it more often? That's a good question. Here are a few reasons why I believe we don't do it more often. Our ego, our impatience, our comparison, our perfection. We want to look impressive, so starting small feels beneath us. We want instant results, not gradual growth. We look at others further ahead of us and think we need to catch up fast. We think If we can't do it big, we shouldn't do it at all. But let me ask you, how many dreams have been buried under the weight of trying harder instead of starting smaller? Oh, I don't want to answer that question. How many lives remain unchanged because people waited for the big change moment instead of making the first small move? See, every mountain climbed began with one step. Every book written began with one word. Every business empire began with one simple idea executed on a small scale. The tragedy is not that people fail. The tragedy is that people never begin. They wait for motivation. They wait for resources. They wait for clarity. They wait for perfections. They wait for perfect conditions. But this is the secret. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a small start. You need a small start. Let's get a little bit practical. I don't want this to just become an inspirational talk. I want it to be actionable. And here is how you can start small today. I want you to shrink any task that you want to do. Instead of saying, I will read for an hour, say, I will read 1 page. Instead of saying, I will run 5 miles, say, I will walk for 5 minutes. Instead of saying, I will meditate for 30 minutes, say, I will breathe deeply for 2 minutes, for 120 seconds. Once you start, momentum often carries you further, but the win is in the start. Then you focus on daily wins. Forget about a year, forget about a month. Just ask yourself, what small step can I take today? Focus on daily wins. Celebrate tiny progress that you make. That's another thing you do. Don't dismiss any small victories. 5,000 there, 10,000 here. Don't dismiss those small profits. Celebrate them because they are proof that you are moving. Then you anchor your habit. Attach small actions to existing routines that is already a habitual for you. You want to build gratitude? Say one thing you are grateful for when you are brushing your teeth or when you are taking your bath. You want to build clarity? Ask yourself one reflective question before you sleep. Before you drift into your sleep, just ask yourself, am I happy with myself? Am I going on the right? Just ask a simple question like that. The beautiful thing about starting smaller is that it builds confidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small the promise is, you reinforce self-trust. You prove to yourself, I can follow through. See, trying harder often leads to burnout and disappointment. Starting smaller leads to encouragement and momentum. The mind thrives on little wins. And when your mind believes you can, your actions will follow through. Let me tell you something a little bit personal. In my own journey, the greatest shift did not come from big explosive moments. They came from the quiet disciplines that nobody will ever see. The 5 minutes of reflection every morning, the single note of gratitude written daily, the consistent showing up. Transformation is not a loud event. It is a quiet accumulation over time. And the accumulation begins when you stop trying harder and you starting smaller. Some of you listening right now need to let go of pride. Pride says, if I can't do it at all, if I can't do it all, I won't do it at all. But humility says, I will begin with what I have and what I can, even if it looks small. Pride keeps people stuck. Humility moves people forward. It is humbling to say, I will just start with 1 push-up. It is humbling to say, I will just save $1 today. It is humbling to say, I will just read 1 page. But humility is the soil of growth. History is full of examples like this. A man in his garage starts tinkling with computers, then boom, we have Apple computers. A woman writes a few lines on the napkins, then boom, that's the beginning of best-selling novels like Harry Potter series. A teenager records simple videos online, that is the birth of new industries, maybe like YouTube, Netflix. Do you understand me? Every big story starts small, not with trying harder, but with starting smaller. So here's the question for you today. What is the one area of your life where you've been trying harder, but maybe what you need is to start smaller? Is it your health? Stop planning a massive overhaul. Start with one healthier choice today. Is it your relationships? Stop forcing big dramatic gestures. Start with one kind word daily. Is it your personal growth? Stop waiting to consume entire books. Start with one principle today. Is it your spiritual life? Stop aiming for hours of dedication or devotion. Start with one intentional moment of connection. Let me leave you with this. Trying harder is about force. Starting smaller is about wisdom. Force can get you moving, but it is wisdom